Hi Chickens, I am back. I did wind up getting my COVID booster, and normally on the weekend that I get it, I am just a little bit sore and a little bit out of it. And I did get it on a weekend that I had to go back to work on Monday, but then I also have Tuesday and Wednesday off. So I figured if anything happened, I would also have a couple more days to recover. I got the flu shot at the end of summer and I was really fine. So knock on wood, I don't have massive side effects, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I am still in the middle of Battleathon. We are also in the middle of a 72-hour readathon for Mystic, and I didn't really read a ton today. Friday is the day that I get the least done. I did wind up finishing the Honeycrisp Orchard, which I did talk about in my last vlog, and I read about 24 pages of Play Nice by Rachel Harrison, which I need to read a book on someone else's TBR. So I am going to roll again just to kind of see what the prompt is and if it's going to be a physical book or an audiobook. I don't know how much audiobook listening I'm going to get to, because normally I only listen to audiobooks when I'm doing things, and I don't know how I'm going to be feeling. But the Honeycrisp Orchard, which was for Social Media Scroll, and this was for a side quest. So I'm just gonna roll again to kind of, so we are going to roll again and see where we wound up. Okay, so we are on objective 2 and we're gonna go again and we're gonna see. Okay, we got 3, we got 1, 2, 3. Okay, we have info gathering. Okay, that is good. Okay, and let's see what we have in here. Okay. It's important to find out everything you can about the prison. You're sent ahead as a scout gathering information and see how many guards, how weapons they have. Read a book, reading, ending in an even number of pages. Okay, well, I can wait for that. So that will be the book that I'm going to read next. And that is like an easy prompt for me to figure out. So right now, for the first prompt, I need to read a book, this book, Play Nice. And then I have to read a book with an even number of pages. But I want to finish this first, and then I want to kind of see what, when it is. But I really haven't. I've only read 24 pages of this book. So that is the plan for right now. I will come back when I have an update tomorrow, when I have made it, and I will give you a status update about what I think I'm going to do tomorrow. My mom really wants to go to Hobby Lobby, and a girl cannot turn down a trip to the bookstore. And today was a weird, this past week was a bit weird. I just had a weird week, so I would like to spoil myself in books. So yeah, I am going to go get my vlog ready for the next couple of weeks, and then I'm going to maybe just go to bed early. But yeah, I will talk to you guys tomorrow when I have an update for this. Hopefully I want to get to at least page 50, because I really haven't read enough to give you guys my thoughts. So I'll be back when I have an update and we'll chat. Bye friends. Hi Blue Dragons, I am back. It is Saturday. I am definitely feeling the effects of my COVID booster, so I don't think I'm going to do much this weekend other than rest. And hopefully by Tuesday and Wednesday I can get some stuff done. I did wind up going shopping with my mom. She doesn't like to go to Hobby Lobby by herself, so I got my tote bag from Barnes & Noble. I'm a member always. And then I've treated myself to 2 books because start of the school year, it's always a bit stressful. So I did pick up On Wings of Blood by Briar Bolin. She is, I think, going to the signing that I'm going to in February. So I wanted to get this and start to read it, or at least attempt to. And also, I'm always suspicious that the frayed edges are going to go away. So I decided to get this while it still had it. And another similar reason, The Executioner Thief by Susan Dennard had sprayed edges, or edges I wanted to get them. Picked up those 2 books, got my tote bag, which is fun. And I'm also started watching, I'm on episode 5 of The Summer I Turned Pretty, which is a series that I started over the summer and then forgot when I came back from Ireland. And now I think it's over, or it's going to be over this month. So I wanted to catch up. I also read about 100 pages of Play Nice by Rachel Harrison. This is just exactly what I need. It's just a haunting book. It's about a main character who, her and her sisters, learned about the death of their mother, and their mother had a haunted house and wrote a book about them, but she's not, their relationship is very fraught. So the youngest sister, Cleo, who's an influencer, has decided she's going to kind of spruce up this house and stay there, and creepy things start happening. So I read about 100 pages of it. It's fun. It's very digestible. I don't really like haunted house stories, but I have heard that Rachel Harrison has some depth to her stories. So I'm going to read this because it was on Mel's TBR. I am going to read another 100 pages and give you guys an update. It is about 11 o'clock, so I think I'm probably gonna get some lunch as well. And my goal is to just keep reading today and just kind of stay hydrated, do all the things, and maybe make some progress so I could be finished with this, so I could pick up a even number of pages read, something that's quick, but I don't know what that is until I see what time it is and like the prompts. So yeah, I'm gonna keep reading. I'm gonna go read another 100 pages and then I'll give you guys an update. Bye friends. Hi Big Dragons, I am back. I just wanted to give a quick update. I'm still watching The Summer I Turned Pretty. I'm hoping to finish. I am about 60% into Play Nice. I am liking this. I don't think this is going to be a favorite book of all time, but it's fun. It's just very like, not like, even though it's like a haunted house book, it's very much more like a contemporary book. There is a lot of family dynamics. There also is a section of the book where you get the book that the mom wrote with like annotations in it, so like that is interesting. There's like a subtle romance plot. There's a lot of sister dynamics, but like it's just not like capturing my attention, so I'm gonna keep reading it because I think it's a quick read. It's not too gory. There are some like scary elements, but I'm not like creeped out, which is good because I don't like scary things. And this was also a library book that I had to read anyway, or I was gonna have to go back, so, and it was on Mel's TBR, which is the main reason that I'm reading it. So yeah, I'm gonna go read another 100 pages, which should bring me to like the tail end of this book. It's almost like 4 o'clock, so if I can wrap this book up, I would be very, very happy today, just because it's not, I don't like the characters. I mean, they're interesting, but I don't feel that connected to them. It is a little bit boring. I'll be very honest. I'll be curious to see like what the second half of the book brings, but I don't know. It's not like a new favorite, but I am reading it. So I'm going to go read a little bit more. I'm going to go read to 100 pages and then I'll give you guys like an update, or maybe I'll just update you guys at the end. Yeah, because it's like, yeah, I'll probably just give you an update at the end. So hopefully that'll be today. I can read like 122 pages before the end of the day. So that is the plan. And then I'll give you an update, and I have to read a book that has an even number of pages, but I think I need a bit more direction than that. So I think I'm going to do a spinner wheel of a way to pick a book with an even number of pages, because that is just a bit too big for me. I did just get this book from Barnes & Noble. Like, I literally just went shopping. And this okay, this won't work because it's like an odd number of pages. But I may just see like what like the prompt is. I also do have another mystery that I could read. So I have a couple of options, but I don't know what I want to read. So I think I need a bit more direction. So I'll be back when I have an update for you. And I am feeling okay. I just feel a little bit tired. And I don't know if that's the shot or just me working all week and such. So, but yeah, I'll be back when I have an update for you guys. Bye. Hi Big Dragons, I am back. I just want to do a quick little update. It is about 6:30 and I do plan on making my way through Play Nice by Rachel Harrison. I am liking this book. I don't think I'm loving it. I do struggle with horror. I do also struggle with unlikable characters, which I do think that our main character Cleo is a little bit unlikable because she's a very unreliable narrator. She really does have a lot of trauma about her past with her mom. Her mom recently passed away, and her mom wrote a true crime novel about her house being haunted, and then Cleo kind of bought this house or is revamping this house, and her family does not really approve. But her and her sisters and her dad view the situation with the house very, very differently. And then kind of throughout this book, she's been kind of getting more information through like a book that a version of the book that her mom left her that has notes to her. And there's another book she has that's getting notes from someone else. So it is a very, very unreliable tale, but I'm intrigued. I don't think I feel super connected to the characters. She is a little bit unlikable and the pacing is a little bit quick. It's not super gory that like is bothering me, but it's just not like a Laura book. But I do want to keep reading because I literally I'm 75% in, so I do have a little bit more left. So the next time you see me, I will be done. And yeah, I do definitely feel a little bit better. I'm still feeling a little bit tired, but that's normally what like what the COVID vaccine does to me. I just feel like achy and just like a little bit caught up in my head. So I'm just trying to read this a little bit, like focusing on this and not focusing on anything else. I also am watching The Summer I Turned Pretty. I am in the tail end. I am so conflicted. Like, I'll be honest, I'm very, very conflicted about this book. I do not know, or know this series. I don't know who I want Belly to be with. So if you would have asked me in season 1 and season 2, I probably would have said Jeremiah. But now I'm leaning more towards Conrad, so I really don't know. I avoided spoilers, so I'm not going to spoil it. Maybe I'll spoil it at the end and I'll like put tags up, but I want to finish that tomorrow. That is my goal. So I can kind of pick a new show to binge on Tuesday and Wednesday when I'm home, and hopefully I'm feeling a little bit better. I really haven't started to think about the book that I'm going to read next for this vlog, but I have a ridiculous number of options, but probably nothing I want to read is going to fit the prompt, but we will see. Maybe I will get lucky. So yeah, I'm going to go finish the rest of this. That is the goal. And then I'm going to give you guys an update and a time check. And hopefully I can pick a new book tonight. That would be great. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hi, Food Dragons. I am back. It is Sunday. So late last night, I did wind up finishing Play Nights by Rachel Harrison, which is a book that I had to read because it was on someone else's TBR. And I'm going to give this book 3 stars. Maybe 3.5. I liked it. I don't think it's going to become a new favorite. And I felt like I had a lot of open questions. I feel like I didn't like or feel connected to the characters. I did like that it was light horror. I like that there was definitely like some grief elements tossed in. She's a very our main character is like very unreliable. So I feel like that affected my enjoyment a little bit. But also there's a lot of questions at the end. So yeah, I liked it. I didn't love it, and I only gave 3 stars. So I think the next book I'm going to pick is another short one because I would like an excuse to read this, and it is also an even number of pages at the very end. It ends on 136 pages. Yeah, so I'm going to read Legendaros, The Wrath of the Rain God, and I got this at ALA, and then I would like to just put this in my classroom because it's a super short book. So I'm going to go read this very quickly, and then I'm going to report back, and I'm going to roll again. Actually roll twice, so I have an audiobook too, but I was really going to read this before I went back to work, but now that I'm here, and I just want to finish it. So this is a middle grade adventure story about mythology and legends. These 2 main characters move from Mexico to Chicago, Illinois, and yeah, they have to, and it's something to do with God. So I'm gonna go read this really quickly, or not quickly, but I'm gonna go read this and get this done with, and then I will give you guys an update. I'm also watching the end of The Summer I Turned Pretty, the last couple of episodes, which means I will definitely finish this when I'm like doing that. So when I'm done with this book, I will give you guys an update. Bye, book friends. Hi, Big Dragons. It is about 10 o'clock, and I did wind up finishing Wrath of the Rain God. I'm going to give this book 3 stars. It is very short. I think this is a great book for 2 groups of people. People that are making the transition out of picture books and into really short chapter books, because there are illustrations kind of infused in this story. It also does have super short chapters. It also would be good for kids that are ESL learners because there is Spanish and, Mexican culture kind of infused into this story. But basically you follow these 2 characters that are moving from Mexico to Chicago because their dad is a professor and he got a job as a principal, and they are not very happy about it. Their grandma gave them this book, and they wind up going on an adventure with that book, and they have to basically find a way to get the lightning bolt back. It's very Percy Jackson coded, but a little bit more diverse. I had a fun time with it. I gave it 3 stars. I will definitely put this in my classroom. And like some pages are just like full illustrations. So I think that would be good. So I'm gonna roll twice because tomorrow is a work day, but I also have a lot of periods off as long as things go according to plan. So I'm gonna roll 1. Okay, we have a 5, which is good. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have a roadblock. Okay, let me get, I think we called it obstacle. Okay, let me get my cards over here. And this would ideally be a audiobook. You're gonna have to travel to get through the dungeons. Unfortunately, all the horses are being used on another missions. Get crafty. Read a book with some form of transportation on the cover. Okay, well, let me hold that. Let me roll again so I could get my second prompt, because that would probably be the physical book. Okay, we have another 5, which is good, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we have a training prompt. Okay, training. Okay. So that is good. Okay. I know these are info. Where's info? Okay, this is training. She has all these different cards. I know everyone did such nice versions. I just wrote my name on the back. Or wrote the prompts on the back. Okay. Endurance is the name of the game on this long journey. Who wants to work out? Why not make it fun? Read a book with a green cover. Okay. So, those are doable. So let me go try to find a audiobook that has transportation, and then let me find a physical book that has it has a green cover. Okay. Let me go figure out what I want to read, and then I will report back. I will be back. Okay, so the first book I'm going to read tomorrow when I go to work is going to be Near D Well by Alexandra Vassie, and it is a little historical romance. You can't really see it. I'm going to attach a photo, but it has a boat on the cover, which is a form of transportation. And then my book that I'm going to read that has a lot of green on the cover is going to be We Met Like This by Casey West. Now, I'm going to give this book a shot. I'm going to try to read about 30 pages of it, just because I don't normally physically read my contemporaries. I normally listen to them. And I do have like a fantasy book that I could read that does have a lot of green on the cover. But I want to like give like this book like 50, like, you know, like the first like seven chapters to just see if I'm feeling like physically read it. Because I have an arc of it and I would like to read it. I did get this at ALA and I just didn't get around to it. This is her foray into adult and I'm really excited for it. She's a hopeless romantic. She wants to be a literary agent. And she's been in over relationships with a guy named Oliver, who she keeps rematching with on this various dating apps. And then her date was a disaster. She keeps reminding herself a makeout session is not a relationship make. Got hired at her dream yard the same day she sees Oliver. So yeah, I'm going to give this book like 58 pages and see if I can physically read it. And if not, I'll trip to a fantasy if you guys have been on my journey. I really do struggle to read romances physically, but because I've been having a lot of issues with focus this month, I wonder if this will kick me to like just read it. And I do have today, I'm not going or I'm not doing anything just because I am recovering from getting my vaccine. So I am a little bit tired and I have been reading other things, especially this month. So I think I'm going to pick up this. I'm going to read like the first like 7 chapters of this book just so I can kind of see if I should maybe pick something else up. So I'm going to read to page 58 in this and give you guys my thoughts. And then tomorrow when I go to work, I will read the Alexandra Vassie, which is a book that I got from Libro FM that I got for a pretty nice discount. And I haven't read a historical in a while, so maybe that will be a nice change of pace. So yeah, I'll be back when I have read 58 pages of this. I'm going to go update everything and hope I'm making the right decision. And if not, I will just put it on I will like put it in my cart for an audio or see if it's on Everend or something. So I'll be back when I have an update for you. Bye friends. Hi book friends, I am back. I just want to do a quick update. I did wind up getting up to page 57 and sorry, my dog decided she wanted to take a bite out of the cover, which is gonna suck for Instagram photos, but that's okay. She's very, very lucky. She's so freaking cute because she may have gotten in trouble. But I am really, really liking this. The problem is I was starting to listen to an audiobook and I don't know if now I'm in my audiobook error, so I don't know if I am going to listen to an audiobook for the next 2 days. I could. I also could not. So now I don't know what to read first because this will definitely be the second book. It has a lot of green. It had more green, but it got bitten. So this one will definitely be my second book. I'm just trying to find a book that has a transportation source on the cover. This does. A Box Full of Murders has a car. So this may get read. I'm going to go look to see if I can find something else. And I'm really in the mood for some quick things. So let me go see if I have anything. Nothing on my immediate TBR had a transportation source on the cover. This will work for a green book, which is great. I just would like to read them in order. And I don't know if I'm going to be picking up. There was no audiobooks that had that prompt, to be very honest, that I could locate that I really wanted to read. All right, so let me go see if I can find something. And if not, I think I'm just going to restart this because I read this when I started to read this when I was in Ireland and then I didn't make it. So, all right, let me just find something on my fall TBR that also has a transportation source on the cover. If not, I'll come back and I'll tell you what I find. If not, we will just go to this. So I'll be back in a second. Bye. You know what? I am in the mood to keep reading this, so I'm just gonna keep reading this. If I have to go backwards and read another book later, I'm gonna see. Tomorrow will also give me like a little bit more of time to kind of decide. But I'm going to keep reading this because I want to read this. And basically what this book is about, I've read about 50 pages of it, is you have a main character named Margot. And she, a couple of years ago, she matched with a guy on a dating app. And then they went on the date. It wasn't the best. He was a bit socially awkward. He was talking about fonts. And they had a really, really good hookup. And then ever since then, they've been consistently matching with each other on the dating app. So they kind of started to talk. She is working in publishing. She's an editor. And she is sleeping with her boss, which is not allowed. And she keeps talking to him. So they keep having a conversation. And that is where I am. And I really do like the romance. So I'm going to keep reading this. And this may be my second book. So actually tomorrow I might just stick this in my bag. So I have 2 options. Because this will be like a super quick read. But I'm just in the mood to read a romance right now. Maybe it's because I'm watching... The Summer I Turned Pretty and I'm on the last episode and I want to read something that has a bit of a romance vibes to it. So I'm going to keep reading this. And I'm going to come back when I get up to page like 25%. I would say like 100. Page 100. I also eventually have to put my laundry away and get ready for work tomorrow. Feels like a little bit of like, I don't know, like weird because I'm going to work for one day to just take off on another 2 days. So that'll be fun. But yeah, I think I'm going to keep reading this. Go finish watching The Summer I Turned Pretty, and I'll come back when I have got up to page 100. And yeah, if tomorrow, like, I feel like I want to switch to this, I always can. But I'm just liking this, so that is the plan. But yeah, I have to fulfill 2 props. So by the end of these 2 days that I'm off, or these next 2 days, I want to read these 2 books. That is my plan. And I also do have that audiobook that I was chatting about, which is the boat on the cover. If tomorrow in the morning I'm more focused and I can listen to it, I probably will. So yeah, that wasn't really an update, but I think I'm going to stick reading this. So I'll be back when I have an update for you. Hopefully when I get to page 100. Bye friends. Hey chickens, it is Tuesday. We do have off for 2 days, so I'm going to soak up some reading. Last night I came home and I just wanted to work on school stuff because I knew I had to get this stuff done, so I didn't feel like doing anything but that. So today is going to be a bit of a busier day. I'm going to go to yoga, I'm going to go read, I'm going to relax, I'm going to pick a TV show to focus on, which I think might be Sullivan's Crossing, just because it's one that I have wanted to watch. So yeah, that's my plan. I also my goal by the end of this weekend is to finish both of these books, but I'm in the middle of this one, so I'm like 134 pages in. And you have a main character who basically met a guy 3 years ago on a Tinder date. It didn't really go that well. But they've been consistently in contact with each other. And she's basically working as a literary agent, but she's having an inappropriate relationship with her boss. And everyone is basically telling her that she needs to move on and get a better job and kind of change her life. And this guy is the kind of now there. And they are, you know, having interactions. But it's very, very fun. It's very, very cute. I've always liked Casey Riss writing, so when I get up to like 150, I'll give you guys an update. I haven't read this since yesterday, so I would like to like get back to the story. So yeah, that is the plan. I also don't really have an audiobook. I think I may just pick up something randomly when I'm walking to town to kind of just train my brain to be listening to audiobooks, because the first month of school I always have a lot of like planning to do. That is the case every year, so I just haven't been focusing on listening. So I don't know, I may pick something random that just to like get me to listen to something, but I need to find a book that has a transportation source on the cover, so maybe I'll pick up Wild Card, I don't know, or Wild Card by Elsie Silver because it has a plane on the cover. I don't know, I'm just sort of thinking. I have a couple of books I could read, just nothing seems good. That's the problem. So, alright, I'm gonna go get up to 150 pages in this. I think I'm gonna go start Sullivan's Crossing, and I'll be back when I have an update for you guys. Bye. Hi Book Chickens, I am back. It is almost 2:30, 12:30. I just wound up going to yoga. I wound up listening to a little bit of my audiobook, which is Uncharmed by Lucy Jane Wood. I will attach a photo of that here. I listened to enough of it, but it does have a broom on the cover, so if I finish that before I finish this, I will probably count it for, and she's a witch, I'm going to count it for the transportation prompt, but this one I would like to finish first, if possible. I did want to get up to page 212 when we met like this by Casey West. Sorry, I burned the tip of my tongue when I went to get pizza. But I am liking this. I think Casey West writes self-discovery so well. I loved it when she wrote YA because I thought all of her books had such a clear, like, self-discovery plotline. People don't always like that, but I think her stories have a nice balance. So she's been working as an agent, and everyone in her life wants her to, like, get a promotion and kind of move on. They think she's stagnant. She is a very perfect sister who is, like, very adamant. Her parents, she works for a boss, and she's been sleeping with her boss, and that is, like, not good. And she winds up reconnecting with this guy that she had a really, really bad date with back a couple of years ago. They keep matching on these apps, and they're having a connection, but she basically got fired. And she's kind of starting to rebuild her own literary agency. And I'm just having a fun time reading it. I'm really liking it. I want to get up to page 250 so I can give you guys an update and hopefully tackle the rest of this today. I just worked out. I think tonight, because I am off tomorrow, I think I'm just going to just do a couple of hours of work tonight because I think I need to. I think it will help my brain a little bit. So I'm going to read, watch TV, watch Sullivan's Crossing, watch some booktube until like 7 o'clock tonight. And then because I think Monday was a bad way to like do the work after work because I was just so tired and I don't think I really like was paying it that much attention. So from 7 to 9 tonight, I'm going to do a little bit of work, and then tomorrow I'm just not. But I really think I need to do that. I just basically figured out my whole curriculum sort of, and now I just have a lot of ideas, and I just like sometimes like I can have a very like obsessive personality, like I need to do it right now. But I also know that, like, I need to relax. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go read to page 250 in this, and I'll give you guys an update. And then hopefully I can tackle the rest of this day. That is the goal. So basically by tonight, I need to read to 350. So I have to read 200 pages by tonight, which I think is definitely doable. So I'll be back when I have an update for you, and we'll talk soon. Bye, friends. Hey Dragons, I just want to give you an update. It's almost 2 o'clock. I did wind up reading to page 250 in We Met Like This by Casey West. I'm really enjoying this. Like, I think this is such a fun book. It has a nice balance of romance, spice, but also a very, very solid self-discovery plotline for kind of like both characters. And we're getting into her past, like her future a little bit, like her building a career. I love books about books, even tangentially, so I like that she's kind of getting clients and kind of doing all that. There's also a lot of repercussions from her past, which I'm really liking. And I'm having a great time. I also like the side characters that we're meeting, and I'm just enjoying this book. Like, it's a very, very quick read, and I feel like at the moment that's sort of what I need, because I don't think my brain can handle fantasy at this moment just because I have to do a lot of things. Tonight I think I'm gonna stop reading at like 7 and just kind of do some work stuff just because it's like in my head and I'm like kind of processing, and when I write stuff down I think I will accomplish a little bit more. But yeah, I'm gonna go read to the end of this. I'm gonna go finish the last 100 pages of this book, and then I'll give you guys like another update, and then we're probably gonna start a box full of murders today. I did wind up going to yoga, and I did wind up doing my workout, so tomorrow I'll probably go for a bike ride if it stays nice out. Sorry, you can hear my dog barking. If you can, you probably can't hear on the camera, but I do. So yeah, I'm going to go read the last 100 pages of this and give you guys a time check. But yeah, I'm really, really liking this. I'm happy that I picked it up. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hi, Fair Dragons. I am back. I just want to do a quick update. I did want to finishing We Met Like This by Casey West. Sorry, my dog took a bite out of it, literally. I really like this book. I'm going to give this book 5 stars. I have always liked Casey West books. I'm happy that she's writing again. I think she has a YA book coming out next year. I love this book. I think it was fun. I think it was a fun, unique second chance romance with just the right level of steam for me as a reader. I like that it had a nice balance of self-discovery and also like a romance. It was a unique second chance romance, which I did like. I will say, and this is just a personal preference, I do like getting in the male the male character's head. It was only one point of view. I think that after I finished this, I kind of realized why you couldn't be in his point of view, but I really, really did like this book. I gave this book 5 stars. So I think I'm going to start my school stuff a little bit early because I just finished. And I think my plan for tomorrow is just to make some progress on this and really focus the entire day tomorrow on reading. I'm watching Sullivan's Crossing. I'm catching up on BookTube. But my goal right now is to make some progress on this. This is a middle grade, and it's multimedia. I started reading this when I was in Ireland, and then I put it down. So this will be my book that I pick up maybe even tonight. I will see. But yeah, that's my book for tomorrow. My goal is by tomorrow is to finish this. I think it's doable. I'm also do have Uncharmed out. I'm reading that as well. That is my audiobook, which I just did start. So, but yeah, I'm probably going to end this vlog tomorrow. So like whatever comes. But yeah, this will be the book I'm going to start. So I'm going to go start my book at my school errands because I have off tomorrow and I want to just get some stuff done before I head back to work on Thursday. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to go do. I finished this. I gave this book 5 stars. This will be my plan for later on tonight or tomorrow. And I will talk to you guys when I have an update. Probably when I get like 100 pages into this is probably like my goal. Because I'm going to have to start back from the beginning. So, and I have read books by this author before. I just never read a middle grade. This is their first middle grade. So, I wanted to give it a shot. And if I really do like it, I will put it in my classroom. So, I will talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hi, Fudge Chickens. I am back. I just wanted to do a quick update. It is Wednesday. So, I did wind up getting up to page 100 in A Box Full of Murders by Janice Hallett. Last night, I stayed up way too late prepping, which is fine. I needed to do it. I just... There's going to be a lot of changes with my classes, so I'm making some changes and then I may have to change it again when I go back to work. But I'm trying not to think about work today. That is the goal. I wanted to give myself one full day where I wasn't thinking about it, and I'm happy that I'm doing that. So I read about 100 pages of this. I worked out. My parents are both out, so I'm in charge of the dog and my grandma upstairs. So if she barks, that's why, because she hears things. But I got up to 100 pages in this, and then I have read some of Janice Hallett's adult books, and this is a kid murder mystery, which I'm intrigued by. I read about 100 pages, and you follow these 2 siblings. I don't know if they're siblings or I don't know if they're twins. No, they're siblings. And they find this box of old documents in their parents' attic. Their parents recently got separated, so you have one sibling in one house, and you have the other sibling in the other, and the boy sibling has found these things, and they're sending back photos to each other, like what they're finding. And the case, it takes place at a camp called Shabbat Camp in the last time that there was kids there before the camp was shut down. And you're following these incident reports and like these diary entries to see what happens. And now a murder has happened at a like nearby, and these kids are going to try to uncover it. And there's a lot of like subtle mysteries in this story, and I do like that. And I always, when I read a couple of her books, you never really know like what happens because you only get like found documents. So I'm really intrigued. I want to read another 100 pages, but I'm reading this super quickly, which is good because the goal for this vlog was to finish 2 books, and I already finished the other one, and I want to finish this so I could pick up another book. That is the goal. I'm also listening to Uncharmed by Lucy Jane Wood. I will probably listen to a little bit more of that tonight when I go to get my hair done, because it's Wednesday and I always get my hair done. I also totally forgot. Next week is October, so I really need to film my TBR and decide what I'm going to do for my TBR. So I got to figure that out as well. So that will be a Friday problem when I get home. It's also the Riders' Cup, so which has something to do with me, and we still have trains, but it's going to be a bit busier on the train those 2 days because that's when all the chaos happens. So yeah. All right, I'm watching Sullivan's Crossing, and I'm going to go read another 100 pages of this. Right now, it is 10:38. I would love to get to this section by like 12, but we will see. But I am having a fun time with it. I do like found media stories. So I'm going to go back to reading this, and I'll give you an update when I can. Bye, book friends. Hi, Big Dragons. It's a lot later because I did get a little bit distracted, but I did get my hair done, and I got up to 242 pages in A Box Full of Murder by Janice Hallett. I'm really enjoying this book. It's very multimedia, and you can tell that it's very much kid-friendly because it is a mystery, but also like every 25% I would say you have like a progress report where like you're letting them solve it, and I think that's so creative. Like I really am definitely gonna recommend this to my librarian. It's not actually out in America yet. This is the UK copy, which is why it was so hard to get, but I am really liking it. I'm gonna go to work tomorrow, and I'm probably just gonna bring this. It's very quick, like great for a commute, very multimedia, and I'm intrigued. Like it's very fun. You have these 2 characters from the modern day trying to solve this cold case, not really understanding how this case is connected to their parents, and then you kind of have all the traditional Janice Hallett elements. Very formulaic, but I do really like the progress report things as well. I think that's very fun for kids. So yeah, I am listening to Uncharmed still. I'm really struggling with audiobooks right now. I just am. So I think I'm gonna restart the chapter I was with. and I'm just gonna kind of go from there. Tomorrow is like a pretty big teaching day. We're like finally getting our solidified classes, so it will be a lot. But I do have to start thinking about my October TBR, because for October I'm doing Leandra's game. Leandra's game is going to be like the start of it. And then I'm also doing Margaret, her game. And I also was thinking of starting Tori's game, but I may just do Tori's game next month because November is like a little bit less busy. There's a lot going on in October, like readathon wise. So I may just pick like 5 prompts from the pumpkins and then 5 of mine, and then I just want to have like a fun reading month. Also, October is just busy because it does have a lot of stuff happening on, like with holidays and such and Comic-Con, so we do have stuff to do. I also haven't even thought about Comic-Con and like my plans for that. So yeah, my goal is to read another 100 pages of this. So by the time I get back to you guys tomorrow, I should have read 100 pages. In an ideal world, I should have read 200 pages, but I do not know how before I go to bed tonight. I also am I'm also swapping my audiobook. I'm going to pick up an Evie Woods. I'm probably not going to talk about it in this vlog because it'll probably be over, but that's going to be my nighttime book, and it may take me a couple of weeks to read it. But I want to stay in the habit of reading before bed because it does help me like get into bedtime routines better. And I just had 2 days where I was home, so yeah. But I do have to do a lot of planning and organizing tomorrow. So yeah, that is the plan. I have to talk to people and get people's opinion about my show, and that always makes me a little bit nervous, so send positive vibes my way. But yeah, I am liking this. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. So I'm going to go back to reading, watching Sullivan Crossing, trying to catch up on my YouTube videos. It's always a process. And I will talk to you guys soon. If before I go to bed I have read 100 more pages, I will give you guys an update, but I don't know if that's possible. I did not successfully finish 2 books, but I made progress. So I'm happy about that. So I'll be back when I have an update for you guys. Bye, friends. Hi, Book Dragons. I am back. Today was a day. It was a day. I think I have to rearrange my classroom, which I don't really want to do, but I feel like it will probably help, and I have to do that. So I like came up with this idea like when I was coming home from work. So that'll be a tomorrow problem. I always say the second half of the week I'm like more busy, like I just have more obligations. So like I feel like having Tuesday and Wednesday off was really, really nice. But this week I didn't get a lot of prep stuff done, and I feel like I'm just like a little bit behind on all my prep, but like I don't want to work at home, but then I worked at home tonight, so it just was not a good week for Laura reading. But I did wind up getting up to, I stopped reading Uncharmed, and I think I'm just having a focus issue, like I really am. So I think I'm gonna pause reading that, and I'm gonna listen to another book for my other vlog, but I really didn't listen to a lot of it, and I'm definitely not gonna have a lot of listening time for it tomorrow. So I'm gonna definitely finish this, and then I'm gonna wrap up this vlog. That's a soft DNF. I just think I need a moment to like listen to it when I'm not being distracted by everything. If I eventually get to grading, I will probably go back to that book because it's a great fall read. So yeah, I got up to page 344 in A Box Full of Murders, and I'm really, really liking this. I'm intrigued. I really want to know what the mystery is, and it's just very, very well written. Like I like all the found elements. I like that there is interactive elements for the reader. And I really just want to know what happened in the story. So I'm really having a fun time. I also am reading an ebook. It's by Evie Wood, and I'm going to read that before I go to bed. I'm going to read that like 8:45 to like 9:30. But yeah, it's just going back to school. Like the start of the school year is always like very, very challenging. And this year is just very, very different from what we've done in the past. And I think sometimes people forget that kids are creatures of habit. So like if you completely revamp an entire curriculum and change everything, and like you've had these kids 3 years, that's like so hard. I just find it's a lot easier with my 6th and my 7th graders because they have less expectations, and they have less like history. So I almost think it's a little bit easier. Obviously 6th graders are totally new, and they're really, really easy to manage and all of that. And I just find like the kids that I've worked with for so long are just harder to like restart things and like try new things with. And I'm just struggling with that right now. Like I just like I get aggravated because I work so hard on these lessons, and then it just like doesn't go the way that I want. So I'm a bit struck. But I really am willing to like try new things. I'm going to try that and see if that works and see if anyone else has a thought. I'm going to see what the dean thinks. Maybe, I don't know, but yeah. All right. So I'm going to try to go read a little bit more of this tonight and maybe make some progress. I am just not in the mood to like watch anything. I'm just going to kind of put something on in the background and see how far I can get. But I would like to finish this by tomorrow. So if I feel like I'm probably going to finish this, I'll probably just bring my Kindle book that I'm reading tomorrow for the end. And I still need to read a book by the end of the month. So yeah, 2 books technically, but this is technically was for transportation on the cover. So, all right, I'll be back tomorrow when I have an update for you. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hey, Dragons, I am back. I definitely did get some reading done today, which I was really, really happy about. The first month of school is always a bit chaotic. And I feel like sometimes things just change a lot. So that's kind of what happened this week. It was just a very, very busy week, like a weird week because we had days off. And this, like, from now until like right after Comic-Con is just so busy. So I have to like plan a lot of stuff in the next couple of weeks to like get my curriculum ready. And this week did not happen. I wasn't in school enough to get anything done. So I did wind up finishing A Box Full of Murders by Janice Hallett. I really did like this book. I'm going to give this book like 4.5 stars. It was a really, really fun, engaging read. And I think that the concept is very, very fun. It was just a fun read. Like I really like had a great time with it. The characters were super fun. And it just was like very, very like warm-hearted. Like I just had a fun time with it. So I'm going to give this book 4.5 stars. I did wind up stop reading Uncharmed by Lucy Jane Wood. I'm just not in the mood to listen to anything fantastical at the moment, which is probably because my focus has been a bit off this week. But I did wind up finishing that. So that is where this vlog is going to end. I'm going to do a weekend reading vlog where I try to wrap up the rest of Battle-a-thon for Mel. So you guys will see that vlog next week. And then we're going to head into October, which has a lot of chaos on the agenda. So let me know in the comments what your favorite book that you read so far this month is, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.